Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, get ready to blow up on a Beamer, sneer at a Scion, and criticize a Cadillac. This is Yelling at Parked Cars.
Penis, gagging you with entertainment.
Wow, throwback to the past. Back at our old time. And I got the old camera set up too, which is great. How you guys doing?
I'm
Super. How are
enjoying
you?
the bisexual lighting. Yeah.
It's not bisexual. It's still green. Here.
Still one.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
I did that on purpose.
You did, right? As I turn around, I don't even have my mouse on the right screen. There you go. There you go. Fuck you, Tox. Fuck you. Let's make the shit blue. There we go.
Look at that.
There we go. Seriously? There we go. Now it's blue. You
Oh,
happy?
we lost Southern Belle.
Happy?
With the blue, it makes you look like you're suspended in a bottle of Scope mouthwash. I like that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm suspended in stuff most of the time.
Oh, you're suspended, all right.
Ooh, nice. Wait, I have them. There it is.
Yeah, the green makes you look all She-Hulky. At least now you just look like Minty Fresh.
Shulky.
Shulky.
Shulky. Little shulky.
Oh, Shulky.
Yeah, shulky. Wow, it's like I just saw you guys.
I know,
it's
right?
okay.
It's like we just saw each other or something.
Yeah,
It's
why
okay.
are you gay?
Wow, it's like I just saw you guys.
Whoa,
I know,
I
right?
hear,
It's like
I-
we just
I
saw
hear
it.
an infinite loop of sound. That was cool.
Not anymore. Sorry.
That was Toxic Man Flu. That's
Oh,
all
That was
his
me.
fault.
Yeah, in my awesome
got that.
producerness.
Oh, I was enjoying the loop of doom. Wait, that's a video you did.
It is a video I did. It was also a post on Red State too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Thanks,
What?
thanks.
Your video? All right.
You're a celebrity or something.
Wait a second. Hold on. What?
I heard a large fart.
Yeah, it's more like well, I mean it's yeah, it's him calling me a celebrity. It's like whatever.
Oh, Ripa was talking today.
How are you?
Early in the stream, and he was talking about all the people who are giving him love. This is RK Outpost, well-known racist RK Outpost supporting the book of a person of color out there. Well-known racist.
No one ever accused him of being a good racist. Okay.
No, he's the Clayton Bigsby of racists. That's pretty much what it is. Guys, get the reference.
Yeah.
Chappelle Show. So he's talking about him, and he's talking about Gary and Jeremy, and he talked about Odin, and he talked about Comics Division, everybody that retweeted and always, stuff that we had all done together and pushed, and it just validates everything there. In his post, when he was talking about, they had 500,000 inside of 11 hours or something. It was like 2 o'clock, his post, and I was like, wait a second, I thought he couldn't be successful because of racism.
Yeah.
And yet here he is in a fellowship of bigots. I guess he's doing the ultimate troll by leasing us bigots of our money. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. And also providing a good book in the process. So
Dude,
yeah, there's that.
he's sitting
Yeah.
at almost $780,000
You gotta know.
right now.
So he said he did $1 million in the last book in 30 hours. So
It'll be there before
It's
then.
not even 18 hours, and as of
Yeah.
now, it's 18 hours. Or sorry, yeah, it is. No, it's 12 hours. Sorry, it's now 12 hours, and he's closer to 1 million now than
Mhm.
was his first time. I thought it was gonna be like slightly slower, maybe like 5 to 10% slower, which is still nothing to frown at.
accelerated.
Because I was like, okay,
I
can
got on
see him,
early
like,
to
doing,
try
like,
and get
2
another one of
million.
those I want it all bundles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sold out.
I was on, and 5 minutes after it started, they were gone.
Wow.
Mhm.
Hey,
That's good. Hey,
Hey,
how you doing?
Southern.
yes, I had to reboot my computer. It just went totally dark on me. It's like, oh,
Loads of
Went
fun.
dark commie? Oh, dark,
Yeah.
dark on me. Okay.
yeah,
Dark-
just
dark.
like,
What's
it's
that
like I had
dark
to
comment?
pull- yeah,
I
pulled on
mean,
the
Southern
cord.
Belle moved to the
Barack
dark
Obama.
side.
Yeah.
She got hit by Michael Obama. I mean, Barack.
Yeah, I was up rather late last night working on my target video, and talk about something. It took longer than it should have, for whatever reason.
That opening scene, the opening part of that video is gold.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, I thought of that like halfway through recording, right? And I was like, that's one of the things that kind of delayed it was me trying to find that nosedive sound from the cartoon. Yeah, that took me a bit to find. Yeah.
I always, if I wanted a good airplane crashing sound in Airplane 2, when the space shuttle crashes on the moon, it's the sound of a prop plane crashing.
Yeah.
So
no, that's what I was going for, right? It's that kind of like old prop plane nosediving. And I managed to find something, and I made it work. So, yeah. Then I was off to find an explosion that worked.
We don't know anything about explosions on this. Speaking of explosions, Culture's got a nasty ass. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? He clears the room.
This is what I'll tell you about Talks a Lot
Clears
Entertainment with his drunkenness.
Oh my god. And I've got a story.
I was fortunate enough to miss all of that. Thankfully.
Yeah, you weren't there. That was before I ran out of the house to come get you after Friday Night Tights.
So. I told everybody, guys, that's not going to smell good.
Oh yeah, he warned us about 10 seconds too late.
Culture let freedom ring out of his ass with a shotgun blast.
So it was like like that those scene from Shaun of the Dead.
Oh no, it was the beer.
I'm sorry, Sean.
No, I hadn't had that much beer at that point.
Oh, we're going to talk about the magic beers.
It was that much beer.
We're going to talk about the magic beers. Yeah.
Oh,
might have had a little drink.
Yes, tell us about the magic beers, Tox Man Flu.
Oh, do we want to talk about that stuff now? Yeah.
Might as well.
Okay. So Thursday night, hopefully there are enough people here that we were on Thursday after I'm trying to tell something, dear.
It's me.
All right. I don't know.
Were you about to get slapped with meat?
Mrs. Flu thinks she's important. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Tells me what to do.
Well,
and I'm smart enough, and I do it. So we had a place where we could do the show. Culture and I spent some time setting it up. We had the cameras, everything. I thought the show itself went very well.
Me too.
With all of us there.
Yeah, I think so.
So the way we were set up, Culture was at the end of the table, and he had multiple monitors for the cameras. He had the soundboard, the mixing board, and then I had a computer laptop set up and was trying to show. Basically, all I was doing was getting everybody their drinks for a while. So I'm facing him and not actually seeing everybody else. And there's a green screen behind him so that there's stairs behind that, and everybody could go upstairs, do what they need to do. So we had some alcohol on the table. Nick may have had a drink or two at some point of Maker's Mark. There was the Hibeki 12.
May have been wasted.
May have been gone before we got started.
Yeah.
There was the Hibeki 12 and some
which is in my possession.
Yes.
We had regular Hibeki.
Somehow somebody ran away with it.
We had
technically you gave it to me. So.
That's right, I did because
we had regular Hibeki and super Hibeki is what we had.
Yeah, the 12-year, the good stuff. And the regular Hibeki,
the 12-year, the one you can't find anymore because they stopped making it.
Yeah, bastard. Japanese did it to us again.
Yeah.
And then Punkwaddle was with us, and he brought some, deer stag?
Yeah.
Some really good stuff. And then there was something that Brahma brought that
was the smoke wagon, which fucked me up
right.
Thursday.
Which comics only had 3 drinks. One of them was a smoke wagon, and it's kind of like he just stepped off the cliff and just still falling.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's some potent shit, man. I mean,
It was bad.
It was good, and I was like, "Oh my god, this really fucked me up real quick."
Yeah, he
I
looked
had
at me
that-
halfway
was
through,
that-
and his eyes were focusing
That
in different
Maker's Mark and
directions.
Coke, I was like totally fine, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't really feel a thing off that. I had that smoke wagon. I'm like, "Woo, buddy!" And I wasn't even done with it.
I should've
didn't finish
tried
until
that.
we were done with the stream.
Right.
I should
That
have
was,
tried
some, that was some strong shit.
Yeah, but Nick had several several of the Maker's Mark there, and did a very good. I think the story's going to grow like the fish story. So I think Nick did like 25 minutes straight on Venom, but I think now we were a week out. It was more like an hour and a half. So it'll grow. So Nick did a 20-hour live stream of just
At
Venom.
least. Yeah.
So you got Culture at the end, then Nick, then Brahma in the jacket, comics, and then I'm on the side there. And I'm looking at Culture. And he's got these younglings, or however you pronounce them, which you can't get where he lives.
Yep.
So he bought like 65 cases of
Fucking
it.
funny.
I did.
He bought a lot.
He did.
That was easily
A
probably
lot.
like
He flew
$100 to
Mrs.
$200 worth of beer that he bought.
Yeah.
I think you intentionally flew Culture Boss home on an airplane so you could take up
Yep.
her space with beer.
Exactly. Yeah,
In
more
your car.
space.
That
More
wasn't
base,
the only
more
reason
space
he
in your
flew
case.
her home. He probably shit his pants on the way back home.
Yeah, he probably did. She probably can't stand that stuff anymore. No, not anymore. So he's drinking these younglings, and he had one and finished it. And I'm like, here, let me have that. I moved him to the side because the side you couldn't see, there was a bar area, which was the main selling point for the place we got.
Yeah, it had
So
a
we
bar.
had that, and the liquor. Comics needed something, we get the liquor, and Nick needed something, I'd go get that. And then we're doing the show. I look back, and he's got another beer, and he finishes that. He hands it to me, and at the end, I go put it back. I'm doing stuff, and I look up. He's got 2 more beers. Okay, and I'm like, okay, and I've been drinking most of the day anyway.
We're all drinking.
And I'm like, okay, well, all right. So he's got 2 more. Maybe he had 4 sitting there, and he's just slamming them back. I mean, this guy can slam the younglings. So he finished those 2. I took those, put them back. I go, we do something, we're talking, and then I look back. He's got 2 more beers. Right? I don't know where they're coming from.
He's literally pulling them from his ass.
And I drank just enough at this point that for about 2 minutes, I didn't say anything. So if you go back about an hour and a half, 2 hours before we finish the stream, there's a point. Yeah, younglings. He's drinking the younglings. He's a youngling Sith Lord. I can't pronounce. I don't know what the name of the damn beer is. So I just kind of
Yingling.
Yinglings.
Yeah.
Yingling.
Yingling.
So it's masturbation beer. So he's drinking this masturbation beer. All right. And for about 2 minutes, I don't say anything. And I'm staring at Culture during this 2 minutes. Fortunately, everybody else, except for Culture, is drunk. They don't notice this. For that 2 minutes, I'm convinced in my own head that Culture is pulling these beers out of thin air. I'm serious. So I'm sitting there trying to think, does he have a bag of holding? Is he truly a magician?
It's magic, baby.
Right. Where is this coming from? Is it, aliens? I don't know. Right. So for 2 minutes, I'm stone quiet because I truly believe Culture is magic at this point. That's how drunk I was.
That's pretty funny.
He hands me the 2 cans. I go and I have to turn around and get up to go put them on the bar. I come back. There's 2 more. And at that point, I am losing my shit inside. I'm just going. It's because I turn around and go, if there's 2 more showing up, I'm believing in the existence of God, whatever. I turn around, there's 2 more. And I'm like, if I say anything, they're going to think I'm insane or more insane. And I'm like, okay, it's just what it is. It's just Culture. It's still just a weave. I've got this. And we go through the rest of the show. And then he gives me these 2 cans because at this point, he's just giving them to me. And I go put those aside. And I at this time, I'm like, okay, it's like Santa Claus. I'm going to stay up for this shit. So I don't turn my head away from him. Okay. And I put the 2 beers down and I go back and I see this hand up from the bottom of the green screen with 2 more of these youngling beers for masturbation or whatever. Right. So and he grabs those. It's Culture Boss has been getting down underneath and handing him these beers this whole time. And I felt like, Stephen Hawking when he realized all the paradolic stuff that was going on with the black, because it all makes sense at that point. But for about 5 minutes, I was convinced that Culture was a magical being able to pull ice cold yinglings or whatever they are out of his ass.
It was really funny and no, but I mean,
cold ass honky.
The weirdest thing is that he knows I haven't moved from that chair because I'm.
No, he didn't move. Nothing happened. Yeah. He just sat there.
Yeah,
that's impressive, right?
Yeah.
All right, we got some super chats. Nick Weiser for $2 says, "I want to come. I want you."
I said I want you all to come. I want everyone, all 80 plus in this chat.
I corrected
that's
it.
a difference.
Gross.
That's all. Sorry, 100 to come.
Christian, who is now he's been a member for 4 months at the eyeball. I'll buy that for $1 level. That's fucking awesome. Fucking awesome, man.
Hell yeah.
Christian for 10 Canadian. I saw pics of Toxic Man Flu on Gilded at the meetup. He has aged well. It's like 12-year-old scotch. Sure, you could get 18 years, but it's good enough.
Yeah, the meetup was great. We'll talk more about the meetup and the people there. I mean, there's so much good vibes coming out of that.
Meetup was fantastic.
From there, it was great.
Keg Rooster, who we saw there for $20. It was good seeing you all again. Comics, Culture, Brahma. Was a pleasure to finally meet Tox and Nick. Would have liked to chat more, but had to get down to Canyon Lake for a wedding. Yeah, totally understand, man.
Yeah, Kangaroo Rooster was great.
Yes,
we met so many people.
Yeah. He is also a member for 5 months at the Take My Money Damn It. Thank you, sir. Those Wiki Smash drinks were excellent. Maybe my new favorite in place of Old Fashioned.
Oh, yeah, the bar itself. We'll get through the super chats. One of the things we did talk about is to stop talking so much during the super chats so comics can actually read them.
Read them?
Yeah, we did talk about that. It's like, oh, we're reading this $2 super chat 4 hours later, and
I'm like,
yeah, as comics is too nice, or we all voted on it, and Corey, I was about to text you to break the tie, but we all voted. It's not that comics is being nice; he's just too much of a pussy to break in and tell us things. Eventually, we figured that Corey would just vote on our side. Oh, I got a lot of those.
Yeah, you did.
I got of those redneck
in
style.
person. Redneck style.
Yeah. We had now we'll talk. Let's keep going. Any more?
I mean, that was all. That's all I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had 3 booths.
You had 3 boobs.
Right. There were 3 boobs.
Right.
Culture got a 3-titted boob job, and
it's that alien from was it
Total Recall?
Total Recall. Yeah.
Total Recall. Well, there's one in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy too. She's got the triple-breasted whore from.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, and then there's the triple-breasted whore of Eroticon 5 in Douglas Adams books.
Yes, that's
what he just said.
That's okay.
Did he say that?
Core member has. Well, core member's just fucking cool. So there you go. America's oldest brewery. Yeah.
Yep. We also got to see Digital Remnant again. That was pretty awesome.
Digital Remnant was there.
Yeah, Horny Elf.
Horny Elf.
Horny Elf was there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Get to have breakfast with us. The breakfast went well.
Yeah,
breakfast was great.
Breakfast was
this
fun.
place didn't have any idea who we were. So the name Farm and Feed. Okay, you're thinking it's in Texas, right? Okay, well it's what I used to call back in my days in deep South Oklahoma, a shit kicker bar. It was not. Farm and Feed is
not even close
40K thing, right? So there were booths. Each one of them had video games set up and consoles set up. There were tables with very high-powered computers on them that people could play games. They had a tournament that was going to be going on later that actually ended over the weekend. And they had a whole nother room that we didn't dive into. I think their total was like 450 they could do. They had a nice outdoor space. It was in a nice mall area, had plenty of food around it. From there, some of the people that we met up just walked there from where they lived. It was really a great setup. Yeah. So we go in, from the door, there's a bar side, so that has tables. And so that's where the bar was, and you can sit down and eat. And then on the left side is where the gaming area and where these booths were set up. So Gary was first. Then you had Odin and Quarter Black. Then you had X-Ray Girl and Kara. Kara was there. What a wonderful person Kara is.
Oh, I mean,
X-Ray Girl, we all know she's just awesome. Wow. Kara was there. What a great person to meet.
She's amazing.
And then you had Culture, Nick, and Brahma. And Nick was being huge. Nick was very huge. There's a lot of people drawn to Nick. Huge. Then you had Comics Division in a booth by himself. And then I was in a booth with Punk Waddle and Mrs. Flu. Yep. And right next to us was Chris Gore, then Ryan, then Ripa.
Keep wanting to call him Frank now.
Frank Gore. Oh, Frank Gore. Yeah, the former football player. Frank
Gore. When the guy who ran the place was like, "Hey, should I worry about that guy?" Referring to Chris.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
His assistant manager
said that all the time.
Tell him that story.
That's actually normal. And he's just like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. But by the way, there are some very concerned citizens on where Brahma is. Channel Surf thinks that he might be getting a blood transfusion. He and his family apparently have bad travel karma. And,
they do. They really do.
Because they had bad travel karma from Vegas last year. Oh, and so they go to this meetup and they have bad travel karma again. So
flying is not their bag, man.
No, it's not.
Really not.
Especially when Southwest, which apparently really sucks for them. So they got, I guess, stuck and delayed and passed around flights at this point. So unfortunately, Brahma will not be making it tonight. So
Brahma's being passed around at an airport.
Yes.
That is
by planes. By planes, not the flight attendants. Planes.
Corey, they don't call it Love Field for no reason, buddy.
There's that too.
That's a good point.
Well, he is a stud bull,
Yeah. Yep. So it sucks. We miss Brahma. Hopefully he's all right. So he might be listening right now. By the way, what's that?
Oh, he's in the chat. Guy. He's in the chat.
He is.
Oh, he's in the chat. Okay.
Hi, Brahma.
Yeah, he says Brahma's flight got delayed, and he is on a plane right now. Clay, but he is so cheap he isn't paying for plane Wi-Fi and can only see the chat. No video or audio. LOL. Who stole Brahma's phone?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I will say safe travels, Brahma, despite the fact you can't hear me.
Yeah, me and Culture Boss and Mrs. Flu, we were held back by 3 hours when we were originally waiting to get to Texas. We landed, I think, all around like 1:30 a.m. within like what?
Yeah, for different reasons.
15 to 45 minutes of each other. And that I was like, man, that was a process because apparently it's raining hard in Texas. So that was something.
Yeah, it was
storming.
I was like,
and I blamed myself for why we were all late. I'm still gonna roll with my theory. It was my fault because it's the one time I chose to not get obliterated before a flight, and I get punished. Everyone suffers because I try to be straight edge. I was like, God damn it. I should have started drinking. So I'm sorry.
I knew it was your fault.
Shout out to 5 picoseconds. He gave me a Dokuman card set of the Rippaverse.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's right. Well, you're there.
Dude, these cards are straight up huge. Like bigger than my hand. They're freaking awesome. Holographic and all. So shout out.
Very, very
cool. Gauge settings. Let me know if you keyboard. IMAV, if you're out there, I got the keyboard. And
okay, you've adjusted too much to where you're cutting yourself off. We can't hear you. I'd rather hear the keyboard clacking, quite frankly. While you do that, I will read Mad Bargain's super chat for $20.
Hey.
Remember me? It's Mad, the Dix Division 2020 best reoccurring guest and 3 times culture replacement nominee. Those squatters are still in my bush. Arapahoes.
Apropos.
Oh, apropos. Oh, okay. I like Arapahoe better.
Yeah.
Apropos, what the shrubbery situation at Gary's, and can you draw me a map there? No.
That's funny.
I'll send it to you if you
that's
stop
very
trying to replace me on the panel.
Wow.
Well, he hasn't managed to bribe me so far, so you're good, dude.
Okay.
He forgot to add to his list Sporking House times 50.
How is Sporking, by the way? I haven't heard
Really
from him
good.
in a while.
He's really good. I texted with him today. He didn't even know that I was on his show because he's never on his show anymore. So while I was driving,
how does that
back,
even work? How do you have a show and not be on it?
I was driving back from Dallas, and it was me and basically Vets talking when I showed up.
So you were driving and on his show.
Yeah, and he wasn't on his show, which.
Well, there you go.
But it was a lot of fun.
Then.
It was a lot of fun, and Mad let me on there for a few minutes, and we chatted a bit. And it looks like I'm going to be on Scott's show in a couple weeks. So yeah, and he's doing good. He's taking care of the family duties, man, and he needs to do that. So good.
Yeah,
for him.
good for him.
You said duty.
Let's talk about the Trump indictment.
Yes, let's.
But what happened to Trump?
Well, he has like
37?
37.
Yeah.
37 counts.
He's 45. He was the 45th president.
No, but he has 37 charges against him apparently. Yeah, I love this two-tier justice system we have.
Right.
You know, where was it Joe Biden can do the exact same thing, and you know,
no big deal.
No big deal, right?
That's disingenuous.
Hillary Clinton can go and destroy an email server, and which somebody pointed this out, which I think is pretty valid. The fact that she destroyed that server, which means that the recipients still have those emails, right?
That's true.
Because it doesn't destroy everything, which means that there's potential blackmail material on Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Do you think about it? If she got elected and somebody had blackmail material on her,
It's been long enough. She's probably waxed most of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of arc inside. There's a lot of arc inside going on.
Yep.
Yeah. The one thing I thought was interesting. I need to find the article for it. But there's a really good Fox video that kind of talks about some of the stuff. And apparently the one thing that is kind of damning on the Trump stuff is that he basically said some stuff that was recorded, and whether it was a joke or not could be used against him.
Well,
yeah.
Again, I've always said
I don't
this,
think it's
that
amount to anything.
Trump's biggest problem is that he cannot keep his mouth shut. Even when he should keep his mouth shut, he can't. He's got to run his mouth. And I think that's always been his biggest problem, because I'll make this comparison. He's like me. Everything is a joke and it just comes out his mouth. That's not a good quality when you're under this much scrutiny.
Yeah.
No.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Been his biggest problem.
It has.
It will be his downfall.
He was also misquoted in the indictment on that exchange, where he had said it's likely confidential information and that it was a secret. So he never said classified. He said confidential.
Right.
Likely confidential. But yeah, he does. I agree with Corey. He does run his mouth. He is his worst enemy. And all the trouble he's got into is because he cannot be quiet or be guarded at 3 a.m.
Well, he's not a lawyer.
No.
He's not a lawyer, and all these other people are.
Is
The
this
worst
a Freudian
kind of
slip,
lawyers.
throwing up the Biden bribery thing while we're talking about Trump?
Oh yeah, that's coming up, and this whole thing is what this is all about, right? FBI docs say Burisma exec paid Biden $5 million in alleged bribery scheme, and then what happens? The Trump indictment comes out. So
right,
same
It's a
day.
distraction.
Yeah,
Even
They
Trump
actually
does get
have-
his own way.
Yeah, it is a distraction.
They have audio of this. So, well, if Trump's the kind of guy, I understand he's a buffoon, okay, but if he gets into office, he will turn the entire power that he has from that office on everyone that ever gave him crap.
Yep.
That includes McConnell. That includes what's his dick out in Utah, Romney, who we need to primary in 2024. Nadler, Pelosi, all these people need to get out. But it's not really, Biden, he's just a tool. In fact, he may not be real. He could be played by actors. We don't know.
Yep.
It's the people inside the machine that he's going to destroy and come out.
By the way, before we get too deep in this, and something I completely forgot that I want to make sure that I plug. Comics Division plushies.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You noticed the link in the
almost
Gilded?
goal. Yeah, I did notice the link in the Guild. That's what reminded me. I want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to go check this out. Drop the link in the chat. Not just me, but there's also Ryan of RK Outpost, which is pretty cool. We also have Odin. I love the pizza shield. That's pretty fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. And we also have.
It comes with an alternative 4 slices of pineapple pizza that you can stuff in his throat.
We also have Jeremy too. So make sure to go and check those out.
There's a discount if you get all 4.
Yeah.
So if you look, it says if you buy 2, you get 5% off. If you buy 3, it's 10, and I think if you buy all 4, it's 15.
Yep. So all of us are really close to being funded, which is pretty great. As you can see, Jeremy is at 195. What's that?
He just needs 5. How many do you need?
I need 49 more.
Ooh, you're gonna get it, dude.
I'm pretty confident at this point, unless it like stalls out now and nobody buys anything.
Stop.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it, and it's gonna be great. And I'm gonna be one of those. I haven't got mine yet, but I'm gonna be one of those 49. It's gonna be huge.
Yep. And I need to order. I'm gonna order all 4 as well. Even though
I'm
I
gonna
already
buy
have
50 of them just to. Well, I'll keep it to myself.
I actually see him doing it.
I thought you were going to buy 7 so it could be toxic in the 7 comics.
But the bonus
toxic in the 7 comics. Oh, that's great.
He's gonna buy 50 of them, along with 50 fleshlights.
That's right.
Well, here's the thing. He would. He paid $50 to grab Culture's ass.
Oh yeah, we're talking about that.
Here's the added bonus of buying the Comics Division plushie. As compared to the other, you should buy all 4, but here's the added bonus of the Comics Division one. You ready for this? It's life size.
Oh, that joke's already been made.
Yeah, but hey, it sells products.
Party, Corey.
Well, so Culture was doing his 6-minute daily on Thursday before the meetup, and he was down the stairs, set up, standing up, doing it. And he said before, it's guys, I'd really appreciate it if you'd just be quiet, let me do this. And he was being sincere. Just said, okay, we'll be sincere. And then he said something. He did it to himself. He said something about us in a room. And Mrs. Flew laughed. And then that was it. And then I put in the chat that if we get $50 in super chats, I'll go down and grab Culture's butt. And then apparently nobody wanted to see that. So I ended up putting in the $50 myself and ran in there and grabbed his butt. And then pulled a hair. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's
Clay would like to know, why does my plushie come with a vibrator? That is a cigarette, sir. It's a cigarette. Yeah. All right. This is the article I actually meant.
It's reversible vibrator too.
Pull up.
Wow.
Oh wow. Yeah, so this is the one that talks about the whole thing with Trump and the being targeted. And this is a great 7-minute video, which we will not watch the entirety of. But they kind of lay out basically how this is just a fucking sham. Because it is. Yeah, I mean, 2-tier justice system, guys. My whole thing is, if they're going to go after Trump on this, they need to go after Pence. They need to go after Hillary Clinton. They need to go after our current president because he did not have declassification powers, and he has all these classified documents laying all over the place. But, they go after Trump, right? I mean, who has the ability to go and declassify documents?
Right.
The only thing is just that one stupid statement he made, which could potentially damage him.
Only if they misinterpret it.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, let's be honest here.
Right, it's 100%. Trump. They're going to do that, and
I want to play the first part of this because this is the special counsel Jack Smith basically giving a speech on Friday about how justice needs to be applied fairly, which is a load of shit. He was basically hired to go after Trump and get him, and that's basically what he did. But let's check this out.
We have one set of laws in this country, and they apply to everyone.
Except for Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden.
Applying those laws, collecting facts, that's what determines the outcome of an investigation. Nothing more and nothing less.
Money.
Lies.
Okay, so
Money.
Yeah, rules for thee, but not for me.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is, and yeah, this is horseshit. The fact that he says that with a straight face, and they passed on the prosecution of Hillary Clinton over the whole email thing. And remember, it was investigated. The FBI decided to pass. Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, there's no case. They just said, we're going to let this one slide. That's what they did. Legit. And now we have these documents that the FBI has about Burisma and our current president, which we already knew about, but we have more concrete evidence at this point. So, yeah. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on this? What do you think is going to ultimately happen too?
I think honestly, I think it's just going to be a bunch of smoke and mirrors that continue to try to get people wild up, mad, angry, because they want to keep people angry into 2024 to just think Trump, 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 Trump. Also, a lot of these outlets, they need Trump now. They need him because a lot of them are not doing well beyond just bad ratings. Trump is the perfect thing to keep them going. I think that's probably one of the. I understand why he announced his campaign for presidency, but because he did it as far back as he did, the few that are still standing stronger are using that as a vehicle to obviously actually get him to not run. They don't want him to run, and they want to make. And if he somehow does run, they have all these preconceived notions that put into people's heads, which they've already put in 1 million, but what's 1 million more to them? They don't care. Yeah. They're putting out.
It's also very true. CNN.
He's actually kind of threatened by them.
Trump saved CNN back in 2016.
Yes,
their ratings were dying. They were facing reorganization. And if Trump had not have run and they decided to go hard after him, making fun of him, he wouldn't have got the pub that he did. And CNN would have folded, just like they're doing now. And they may come back now, but yeah, he saved him back then.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
So as far as the indictment stuff goes, I don't know how confident they actually are that this is going to stick, because, of course, this is the second or third time they've tried to hit him with an indictment, and the last few times the charges didn't stick. But whether or not they're confident in their abilities to actually successfully prosecute these charges is null and void in my mind, because it's clearly being timed as another psyop by the king of psyops, the American government under the current administration. And it is literally a distraction to distract from how bad the current administration is, because I doubt the Biden bribe thing is the only thing that's dropping right now. There's probably stuff that we won't hear about for several weeks because of this.
Oh yeah, Corey, you're spot on, man. They need to do everything. Here's the thing: this won't be the last indictment. It's just one of those things where they're gonna keep doing it, but when they keep doing it, because even though he has trouble getting out of his own way, it's obvious that the left can't get out of their own way too, because they're going to numb people to this indictment. Because when he first got indicted, it was like a big deal, but now it's not as big of a deal. Now they're just going to do it again. And it's just going to make him look better the more they keep doing this garbage, even when he can't get out of his own way, because it's looking like a parody now. I couldn't even take this seriously.
I agree with Red Shirt. I think it kind of is a wag the dog situation, but at the same time, I kind of feel like what they're trying to do is gin up controversy to the point where maybe somebody who's a Trump supporter will do something, or maybe they'll fabricate something. Someone pretend to be a Trump supporter.
Well, it's a torture technique.
And basically, they can basically not demean him, but basically say, "Hey, we can't have this guy running. Look what he's doing. He's inspiring violence."
Well, that's what they've been doing from the beginning.
It doesn't work though, because we don't take the bait. We're not as easily manipulated. Yeah, there's some weak-minded humans out there that may do it, but we don't really respond to these false flags things. I mean, it took an awful lot to make a certain date, an infamous date in history, which wasn't, to be made out to be an infamous date in history. So, and now that we've basically pointed it out, people are more aware of it.
Well, there was a whole bunch of people got caught up in that whole QAnon thing. But so, hey, Wes, how you doing?
Hey,
Hey,
all
Wes.
right.
We'll get him up there.
I only had to fight
Wes.
with my cam and mic for 10 minutes instead of 20 minutes.
All right.
That's good.
There you go, Wes.
That's good, man. Progress is progress.
All right.
So I think this is a torture technique. So I know this, unfortunately, firsthand from a previous marriage and what I saw her do to the kids. It's the constant, nothing's there, but it's the constant berating and the constant pressure of just making you defend yourself. You have the power. The DOJ is being abused right now. It's been abused in the past. I mean, the FBI itself was come on. The FBI never should have been around. And they're just going after making this stuff up. They're going to do the same thing in the Georgia stuff and say they interfered there. They're just going to indict and indict and indict and indict until his huge base is tired. Right? And that's they don't beat you anymore when they torture you. They keep you awake. They play music. They keep asking the same thing over and over and over
sleep
again.
deprived.
Right, sleep deprived and all that stuff until even if there are 4 lights, you'll say there's 3. That's what they're trying to get to with this. And that's how you know this is not Joe Biden's nothing, folks. He's a puppet. He really is. In that song that Corey and Mike from XRL7 did, Puppet, with great tune. It's on Bandcamp. You got to go get it. Corey's got some stuff on Bandcamp. Go out and do that. But it's like, a hand is your king. That's Joe Biden. That's Kamala Harris. These people are vacuous jackasses. In fact, there's some question of whether or not Joe Biden's being played by actors, right? There's all kinds of evidence, video evidence out there that's not being doctored. It's being published on mainstream media. So it's not them. They are concerned when Trump makes it to office that he's going to get so pissed off. He may be a buffoon. He may be too full of himself. He may not be able to get out of his own way. But one thing he does know about business, if somebody crosses you, you destroy them so that they don't get back up. And if he gets into office, that's what he'll do. He'll go after
absolutely. He will totally do that.
Just look at what they did to Michael Flynn.
There's also a large group of people.
I'm sorry, just Michael Flynn. They lied to him, said that, and the FBI said they were going to go after his son, who did nothing wrong, and destroy his son if he did not plead guilty to something. That's what that's what they're doing here. Sorry, Corey, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, and there's a large group of people that I've been noticing that are still saying that they'll support Trump regardless of whether he's charged or anything like that.
Right.
Of course, if it's a conviction, then I think wouldn't that disqualify him?
No, not for any of these.
He can actually run from office in prison.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So I'm pretty sure people are behind him no matter what at this point.
Yeah. And I think that's what Nick said. Yeah.
Yeah. That scares them, like Nick said. And I think that's also the reason why they're muddying the waters with so many Republican candidates. Yeah. Because they're trying.
They're only running them to divide up the vote.
Well, and
they don't want Trump to be the nominee.
Yeah, but they wouldn't run them if they weren't worried about Trump. Still,
here's the thing.
They are worried about him.
That tells you they're on. It's a uniparty, folks.
They're trying to get us a Perot kind of a thing, a situation, and a lot of you that are at my age understand that.
Yep.
That statement.
Yep.
But what I want to offer is this: nobody's going to be fooled this time. I think DeSantis needs to stay where he's at in Florida. But if he really wants to be the chief executive of this country, all he has to do is be Trump's vice president. And if you hit your opponent too hard during the primaries, they're not going to pick you for that position. Because you're a rival, you're a rival in the seat below. Now, the other cool thing, and this is directly feeds into what Tox was talking about. If Trump is in office, he's already an instant lame duck. He's the perfect guy to do scorched earth things. So I'm with Tox. I think that's exactly what would happen.
Oh, it would. It would totally happen.
Well, the other thing, this has opened the door to other Republicans to be going after, because they've even started going after DeSantis with comments about KKK stuff. So now, if this goes through, any of the indictment goes through, God forbid, 150 years, because that's what the Espionage Act has. It's just unreal what this is beginning to do. Yeah,
Comics made a good point earlier. Joe Biden took all those things as vice president. He never had the power to declassify them and take them. He actually committed a crime. Trump, everything he took, and that's been longstanding tradition, and it's been held up in the courts, everything he walks out with is his personal property. Right? It's declassified.
Have you been listening to the mainstream media excuses for that too? It's hilarious.
Oh, I mean, I bet they have.
They are. It's the old Texas two-step, Wes. That's just hilarious.
Was that Mr.
What are they saying, Wes?
I mean, this is like Rubber Man. This is like Captain Fantastic here. The loops there. They're saying that it's okay because Joe Biden, as soon as he noticed that he had classified documents, he contacted the FBI about it, and so that's not a crime.
Okay, so he notified them, but yet they stayed in his position.
Right.
Apparently, and he took them originally. So, I mean, I think that those are the gymnastics they're going through. That's what they're telling us on mainstream media.
Well, it's like that whole 14th Amendment to raise the debt ceiling crap. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And and that's what we're seeing is the mental gymnastics of all this stuff through the law. It's important to understand that they did not charge Hillary Clinton for something that was clearly a crime. And the whole Steele dossier, the FBI even knew at the time that they should not be pursuing this, and they did. And that's why we have the three branches of government that have shared powers. But why an independent and free press is so important. What's happened is we don't have that anymore. The press is owned by the establishment. I'm not even going to say Democratic Party anymore. It's both of them.
And that's very clear at this point.
Yeah, it's extremely clear at this point. I knew it before, but the whole 2020 election really hit it for me when McConnell did the stupid ass shit that he did in the money spending for senatorial races. He had the Nevada race.
Oh, yeah.
If he'd have spent the money. He had the Arizona race if he'd have spent the money.
So Blitzen makes an interesting comment here, which is also very true. So if you didn't intend to commit a crime, it isn't a crime anymore. Yeah, and there's the whole thing with ignorance of the law is no excuse, right?
Yeah,
that's like the
never
whole
been a defense.
Okay,
never been a defense.
If that's a law, then that exonerates everyone who's like, if they're driving drunk.
They're just trying to make shit up.
Law.
Yeah, what was that one gal?
Rules as they go along.
Was it last year?
Trump.
She had one document. No, one document, and they put her away for 10 years.
No, I didn't hear about that.
It was last year or a year before. Accidentally took one document home with her. No tolerance. 10 years in federal prison.
It's fucked up.
And they did that to a kid in the Air Force or something like that. That was whistleblowing. And they blew right through the whistleblower laws and did this. And you're seeing 1984. You're seeing THX 182. You're seeing Logan's Run. You're seeing a Brave New World.
You're seeing a two-tiered justice system.
Exactly.
Is the issue.
This is the stuff that we got. That's what the 1776 revolution was about.
Yep.
And all that stuff from there was to get out of those things. You're seeing all that stuff happen now. And I'm also seeing Wall-E, the movie. I went out and we were doing some things today. Everyone that I walked into that was working at this place was a doughboy, male, female, whatever. None of them looked like they could even walk a half a mile, much less run.
Jesus.
And I'm like, okay, and we're telling our people to get out of Taiwan. Oh yeah, that's happening. That Taiwan, that we lose Taiwan, we lose all the computer chips, folks. It's over.
Yeah. Well, we don't
We
lose
might
all
as
of them,
well
but
spin over China.
we lose a good chunk of them.
95%.
Yeah.
Well,
let me. Sorry, culture.
So that would.
Oh, all right. Primarch Vulcan for $4.99. I know this is completely unrelated. Says Lizzo and Gorlock the Destroyer are both bloodlusted and locked in a McDonald's and fighting over a cheeseburger. Who wins?
Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Nick, you know about food. Lizzo, who, if we hold on just a second,
I'm going with Gorlock. She's younger.
Gorlock. Mm-hmm. And a man.
I have to Google who that is.
Gorlock the Destroyer.
It's whatever cast.
Gosh, bro.
Yeah.
I'll go for Greasy Gorlock.
Who do you think, Culture? Who do you think wins?
That's a good question. Probably Gorlock.
Yeah, I feel like she's got more street cred than Lizzo.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And plus,
Nick?
isn't Gorlock like a Latina?
Gorlock.
Yeah.
Latina's not crazy as it is. You get 600 pounds on those bones, you fucked, bro.
Yeah, and I feel like the scissor effect would be, also be in her favor.
Bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Skullcracker.
Well, I want to know who would find more
Henry
like
J.
goodies in the rolls of their fat. Who has more goodies hanging out in the rolls of fat? Like coins.
I would say that would probably be
Lizzo.
Lizzo.
Yeah,
Okay.
She can afford more goodies, bro.
She can definitely play a
She has
flute.
Disney money now.
Oh, she can.
There may even there may even be a cheeseburger in there somewhere. I mean,
yeah,
probably smells
that might be a severe.
Where's the cheeseburger?
John says that Dan Bongino has written extensively on all this. Wrote several books on it. Interesting. Eric K for $5. Comics told me his favorite part of the Flash was Ezra Miller's butt. Okay. Is that actually a thing?
I don't know. I don't look at Ezra Miller like that, except how he sends to on Thursday.
Exactly. Somebody I want to look at. Over on the Rumble side, Pinochet's helicopter tours for $5. How far will it go? Well, if they don't Epstein him first, they'll go all the way. Watch for the guy with Biden's recordings to meet the same fate. All this to the guy with all the recordings. All this to rub it in the people's faces to feel defeated. For another $5, Pinochet says, "I can't tell me Biden is the only one doing bribes." No, of course not. If this is true, which it is, it could either take more than Biden down or he pardons himself. How many feds are involved or other politicians? A lot. I'm willing to say.
Yeah, that was my next point, Pinochet. On that was the 17 audio recordings that came out, I guess, today. But the other thing was the FBI redacted that information on the forms and stuff all this whole time since 2015. They redacted that part of it, so they're compliant.
Yeah. So the Senate didn't even know, or Congress didn't know about there being recordings.
No.
We need to end the FBI. There's no reason to have an FBI. The states, with technology the way it is now, can do all of that stuff without a federal government. Thank you very much.
Yep.
No government.
That's very true. Yeah. Sorry, Culture, I cut you off. What were you going to say?
No idea.
Okay.
Oh, you were talking about which one would win, Gorlock or Lizzo?
No, that was before that. It was before the Gorlock or Lizzo.
No, I mean, again, the scissor factor just favors Gorlock. That's the best answer I have.
Gorlock, the Thought-Buster Queen.
I wouldn't go that far. But yeah,
I should probably start fires with the friction between those thighs.
Yeah, just gotta be careful. I think the big thing is that let's take a look at what we saw with Feinstein. Feinstein had a Chinese spy as her chauffeur. He's probably taking bribes. Well, Eric Swalwell.
Swalwell was nailing a Chinese spy.
To
Him
the wall
have a small American
with his
penis. His penis is small. He redheaded. He ugly.
Oh, he loved me a long time.
Love me 32 seconds.
And
one less shorter than culture.
We continue to let this guy be on the
we don't do anything.
Intelligence committee.
Well, yeah, the intelligence committee. Well, actually, he was removed recently, wasn't he?
Culture love Eric.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Thank
he
God.
was.
Yeah. And the FBI was like, "That's fine, no big deal."
Culture
It's fine.
casino. Bang 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 bang. Bang 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 bang. Casino culture.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang,
And I brought this up
Culture,
earlier. Of course, we all
blue chip man. Bang bang.
we know that this came hot off the heels of the announcement that Joe Biden, the FBI has documents on Joe Biden and Burisma, and the thing that it's crazy about all this. What's that?
5 million from China. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, 5 million China.
Yeah.
But not only that, we've had the video of him live on television, basically saying that they had to pay him off to remove that one attorney that was investigating Burisma.
10% for the big guy.
Yeah.
Except
Well,
for the
no.
big guy.
I mean, he didn't say he was bribed on television, but basically he said that they basically told him to go remove him. He admits this in a interview with the panel of people.
We're holding back the $500 billion loan. Or
Yeah,
whatever it is.
that's what it was.
Yeah,
They're holding back
the
the money to Ukraine. That's right. I was trying to remember what it was.
In the 50s and in the 60s for sure, the media would have been all over that.
Yep.
And crazy, but it's amazing to me that people back in the 60s and 70s who railed against the machine are now the machine.
Mm-hmm.
They're just and that's kind of
and they still think that they're against the machine. They're that
they still think they're Nazis.
Well, they view conservatism as the machine, right? And anyone who is
all
not
progressives do.
Yeah, anyone who is not far left as being the machine, which is.
But that's the natural part. That's the
case.
balance, and that's the beauty of the founders and the way the system was created.
Yeah.
Is that they know there's people who don't like to change, and they know there's people that want to change constantly all the time. So you have to have some kind of balance on that. That's why we have the Electoral College and the 2/3 vote, so that everybody kind of it's made to have gridlock, so that you kind of forget stuff. It's amazing to me. 200 years ago, okay, actually more than that now, 250, 260. So almost 300 years ago, a group of people got together and knew enough about human nature to predict what human nature was going to be like with social media.
Well, I think at that point, human nature is pretty well established.
Well, I mean, so even the technology and stuff that they had back then, stuff spread like wildfire. I mean, at 1987, shuttle blew up. The jokes about Sally Ride 10 minutes after it happened were everywhere, right? That kind of stuff just happens. And you think, oh, we got social media now, everything spreads like wildfire. No, it's just an overload of the same information all the time. It's the same jokes. What I'm seeing now on my feed is the recycling of the same puns and the same jokes coming from there. So it's not that it's any faster. It's just an overload.
Yeah.
Because I'm now getting the same joke from Miami and from Seattle and from New York and from Dallas. I'm getting that same joke as opposed to where I am local.
Well, I mean, sensory overload is something, it's a real thing. I mean, we humans suffer it all the time. And I think that a lot of people are functionally brain dead most of the time because of social media. I mean, I think Corey could probably agree with that. I think their brains are just so overwhelmed with constant stimulus that I'm fortunate I can process a lot of information, but there are times I have to step away because there's too much. And that's the healthy thing to do is step away from the screen, find outside. Wes does it. He goes and feeds the ducks.
Yep.
Don't you do it, Tux.
Well, yeah, I think I have to second that sentiment because when you step away for a while, you really do see the bubble. You're like, wow, there's really a bubble going on here. And it's like a cat with a laser pointer. And when you step away and then you come back, it's like, oh, okay, well, now I know what's important, what I need to focus on.
Yeah.
How many times have I said about when I got out of Chicago? It took me about a year to really understand that. Once again, when you're in a bad city, things happen so often that to you, it's just another thing. Like I see with I can't remember if it was John Wick 2 or 3. People were saying these people are just fighting out right in front of people, and people are just not doing anything. Yeah, that's living in a city for you 101. They are desensitized to it all.
Well,
so it does happen. People hear gunshots and they just go right back to sleep.
Well, one of the other byproducts of them hitting us with this information overload is that it actually exhausts our supply of attention. And most people don't realize that that is something that you can exhaust. You run out of attention. You can only pay attention to so many things at one time. So if they hit you with it constantly with the same bullshit, it makes it easier for them to slip shit by because you're too overwhelmed to pay attention to everything. And that's why we have like 9,000 pages.
Doesn't your brain only listen to like one out of every 8 words? Is that Corey? So your brain's kind of skimming thing that's happening around you anyway.
Yeah.
And it's only key words that it hits.
Yeah.
So everybody knows this. So they're like, that's why the titles are the same. So they're all hitting the same buzzword. That's why it's called a buzzword. So when you get the same buzzword 4 times in a row, that's it. You're overloaded.
And that's the science of listener attention. I mean, there's a conversation that could be had about why orators used a particular turn of phrase, or certain words, or any of those other things. It's why great speech writers, they love alliteration. They do they hit a bunch of same things, things that sound the same, and then at the end, to get your attention, they say the different thing. So it grabs you. And it's just it's one of the things that it's a trick, but it was very effective. It's why when you see thumbnails, there are certain keywords, as Tox suggested, where you're going to see collapses, destroyed, dead. Those are going to be the words that are going to be highlighted in thumbnail, and everybody uses it.
Sleep inducing.
Yeah.
Nap time.
Just look at every yellow flash
6-minute
thumbnail.
daily.
They'll put stops like they want you dead.
Yeah. And
it works.
Yeah. Well, hey,
under attack. They hate him. Yeah. Stuff like that.
And all of those things are true. But the thing is now we're wise enough here that one of us is going to shout out on social media, this is a distraction. Don't look over here, magician, and people who are watching the magician. Look at what the assistant is doing over there. Because that's where the magic's happening. That's what the trick is. It's not here.
Okay, so I know it's after Corey's bedtime. This is the sucky part about starting an hour late is that we lose Corey sooner.
Well, actually, after tonight, I'll be able to stay the full 2 hours later. Because yes, the only reason I'm going early tonight is because we have my son's birthday outing tomorrow. It's gonna be a long day. Yeah. He decided we were gonna go bowling and go to the comic book shops and shit. So that's what we're doing. Got to get an early start to beat construction traffic.
I got a question for you, man. Were you born in the USA?
I was born in the USA, and I'm proud to be an American.
Are you nobody gonna tell me how to live?
Nope, that's right. But yeah, check out me on Talkslot Entertainment, I guess. We had a fun show today, Corey's Corner. We talked high strangeness, UFO sightings, and all kinds of crazy paranormal, extraterrestrial, interdimensional shit. I had a great time. It was me, Fat Steven, Sean from Omega Star, and Ryan Roger Athay. We had a good time. It's funny with Ryan being there. He's almost 24, but I still didn't look like the oldest person on there. So it makes me feel good to have him around sometimes.
Your latest mental dysentery was phenomenal.
So
I've watched it a few times.
Dude, that Nerdrotics by E2099 part had me dying.
Oh, it was dying. That was great.
Well, I'm happy to accommodate wherever I can. I am gonna try to get another one out this week, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, in the meantime, I'll see you guys Thursday for Thursday Night Throwdown for sure. But make sure you're subscribed and following because I am also on Rumble. It is Talks a Lot Entertainment. I'm not on Twitter anymore. You can ignore this portion of the banner. That doesn't exist anymore. But you can join my Gilded. It's Talks a Lot Town Square. It's awesome. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, stay sexy, don't get murdered, and as always, have a wonderful time.
You were a good man.
And Corey's beard is taking over his body.
Okay, on that note, this is 6 months worth of growth, and I still have another 6 to go before I decide to shave this off. So,
well, and that's
gonna be a monster.
that's a decision about whether or not to shave it off, right?
This is true. That is also true. That depends on how I look with the Viking braids come Halloween.
So, nice.
Yeah.
This is Halloween.
Hell yeah. But anyway, punch me.
Happy birthday to your son.
Tell
Yeah.
me.
He farts like Culture Casino.
Speaking about the Unibonger, yeah, he died.
Really?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
You see, Trent Williams died.
Treat Williams in a
Treat
motorcycle
Williams,
accident. Yeah. It was terrible.
Wow.
So the Unabomber, I noticed that one of the things that never seems to make the headline is the fact that the Unabomber was, I don't know, an MK Ultra test subject. That seems like it's kind of important, doesn't it?
No, that's a conspiracy, Wes. Come on.
Yeah, you're right.
You and your
He was a good dude.
Well, you and your Tower 7 theories and stuff.
Building what?
I know somebody
I don't know
was
what
in
you're talking
Tower
about.
7.
The Unabomber didn't kill himself.
Yeah, I know somebody was in Tower 7.
Ooh. Really?
Yep. I know a bunch of people that were in those. I was living there at the time, and a lot of them had to find other work, around in there. So I ended up working with a bunch of people that were in those towers. And stuff.
Wow.
And I knew some people that were around in there. Yep. I was supposed to be in that area that day, and made a decision to be with children instead. And I'm still here today.
Smart. Very smart. Yeah, you guys know it's Pride Month, right? How could you not know?
No.
Speaking of Pride Month,
What?
I do want to say that comics, we do not judge you and
Oh,
the
no.
decisions that you
No.
or your plushies decide to make.
Oh, jeez.
We know you love dogs and everything there. Core members knows he loves dogs. And he, as he said, spread the love.
Well, yeah, so you ruined my joke of I don't judge your life choices either, Talks.
Yes, you do.
No matter how many Turkish bathhouses you go to.
Hey, I've been to a few. Culture likes them. That's pretty good. A lot of oil. But get the plushie. I'm going to drop the link in the chat.
Yep. Before we talk about Pride Month, let's get Eric's K Super Chat. AOC has gone from a broke bartender in 2018, starting 2019 in Congress, 174,000, now worth 29 million. How does that work? Insider trading, bribes?
She plays the game.
I'm pretty sure she talks to Nancy Pelosi about some stock picks. Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking engagements, you can charge an arm and a leg and a spleen and maybe a young child for your speaking appearances. So there you go.
There's that too. Dearest for 2000 for $2. Pride before the fall month. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I'm a pretty tolerant guy. I think I'm pretty open-minded. I typically don't judge people's lifestyle choices. I don't fucking care typically unless it's illegal. But I'm fucking sick of Pride Month. I'm to the point where it's like I'm so sick of this shit. Okay. It's annoying. You don't need a whole month to celebrate being gay, in my opinion. Or whatever is included in Pride now.
Right.
It's gotten way out of hand. It's basically turned into corporate virtue signaling. And the one of the things I pointed out in my video last night, talking about the whole thing with the tuckable underwear. Okay, that's something that is normally found, I would say, probably in a specialty shop that caters to the alphabet community. I've seen them, never been in one, drove past them. We have I would say a street in San Antonio that has a lot of gay businesses. Don't have a problem with that. There's a great hamburger place that is owned by a gay man called Luther's. Very good hamburgers, by the way. And the issue now is that the stuff that we would see in a specialty store is now making its way into Target. And that's an issue. And specifically, it's an issue because it's aimed at children. And the fact that a guy who plays Call of Duty says, "Hey, just maybe you should leave kids alone." That's the real issue. Gets fucking banned from Call of Duty. What the fuck? I mean,
yeah,
seriously, what the actual?
Well,
fuck?
there's a big backlash.
What does that
people...
say, by the way? What does that say? And what do you think that they are implying to say that this is an anti-gay statement? Leave kids alone is an anti-gay statement.
Well, look at the flag. All right, that flag that you do, if you put them together, it's got a swastika in it or whatever. One of them is for people who are attracted to female minors, and the other stripe is for people that are attracted to male minors. I'm sorry, it's called pedophilia. It's the end of it.
Yeah,
that's
the end. There's no three initial. Try to make it sound all right. Just to try to normalize it, because that's clearly that's the next step, because it's always about the next
which
step.
Is in Brave New World. The reason that they banned that book, don't want you reading that book, is it's got some things that were considered vulgar at the time, but it is a depravity, and that's how you win friends and influence people and get to these points. Is you start with the kids.
Perhaps you also have to consider
Go ahead, Wes.
Oh, okay. Perhaps I'm ignorant here, but I thought that Pride and that whole gay liberation thing was part of the sexual revolution, and I thought that was all about them celebrating their sexuality, as many did during the sexual revolution. And I didn't think that was really supposed to be like a thing with families and stuff. I thought that was all about that community, that subculture. We used to call them subcultures, folks.
Right.
And they used to be about that. Yeah. And so this seems a little bit strange to me. I don't quite understand it. And it's like Dave Chappelle said, what consent does someone else need, to participate in, or what level of participation does someone else need to validate whatever is going on with you? Personally, I think I am for people that can consent, are legally able to consent to love and bone whomever they like and have a great time doing it. But asking other people to co-sign whatever it is that you're doing in your personal life, whatever it is, it
says that maybe you have a problem with it more than the rest of us do.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, the thing about having a parade, there's certain things that we don't do to people under the age of 18, right? They're there for a reason. So if you're having to ban your whole parade because the stuff that you want to do is indecent to people under the age of 18, you have the problem. It's not the laws that they put on the books or any of that kind of stuff. You have the problem. If you want to do something out in public that children should not see, but you want to do it in a place where there are children, that's your problem. That isn't mine. And I, as a parent, have every right, legally and morally, to do whatever's necessary to keep my kids from seeing that. And what is that? You can have your parade. No children. And I'm not going to take them there. They turn 18, fine. If my 14-year-old, 15-year-old, whatever, will come up to me, 13, 12, whatever, I think I'm gay, okay. We'll have that conversation. Me, parent, child. Have that conversation. Me, parent, my responsibility is to go learn about that.
Well, and the funny thing too is that that whole thing that happened in California, which Nick Merckx commented on, was a bunch of Armenians that got pissed off because they were wanting
the white
to teach
supremacist ones.
Well, yeah, the white supremacist one, whatever. They basically went to their school board because the school board wanted to basically celebrate Pride Month, and they were pissed off because Armenians are also very religious, by the way. And they didn't want that shit being taught to their kids. So it ultimately turned into a brawl. I don't know if the term riot applies, but maybe it did turn into a riot. But they're trying to call these Armenian parents that are pissed off about this stuff anti-alphabet. And that's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah. Well, that's the phrasing of it, right? The fact that you can have an issue with something such as pride, you are going to be labeled as anti-LGBT, right? And that's a problem because it's not about tolerance, right? It was all about tolerance, but they are wanting to force acceptance. And I don't blame these parents, okay? If I had kids, I would pull them out. I don't want this shit. being taught to my kids. That should be a conversation between me and my kid about this stuff. And that's ultimately what Nick Merck said too on the live stream, is that it should be left up to these parents to go and make that decision on what they tell their kid, not the fucking schools, right? If you're in high school, maybe it's a little bit different with when it comes to health class and sex ed, but they're old enough to understand at that point. Not fucking elementary school kids, not middle school kids. High school kids most likely have a good grasp of what it is. I mean, that's just the reality of it. And the fact that they're wanting to teach these very young kids all this crap is ridiculous. And yeah, that's all there is to it.
It goes to show you how much of a red flag they truly are. And this is one of the good things DeSantis did do, where he had, granted, I'm not a fan of the government getting involved in what businesses should do. This should be something businesses should be doing anyway. It's sad it has to come to a point where someone from the outside has to say, hey, these types of things should be 18 and over. This should be a default that every company do for your pride parties. These should be by default 18 and over. But the fact that one of them was canceled just because it could be all ages should ring a lot of alarms. But once again, the reason it does ring a lot of alarms is because of the power of that movement, because they know that events like that will not get talked up because of everyone they are protected by. And because they're protected by anyone, they could say anyone and anything is bad. And they don't have to prove how or why, but because they said it's bad and they become under this umbrella, paint under this umbrella, that if you are saying anything against them, true or not, it's their word against yours. And
well, it's the idea, just because you have an opinion,
video game things,
that it is not in alignment, right?
Yes,
is the issue. Oh, you're anti this thing. You're anti-abortion. You're anti-gay. You're anti-trans because you don't agree with something. It's like you have to support everything, or you're anti something or other, and that is fucking ridiculous, right?
It is.
We're allowed to disagree. We're allowed to not like the same things. We're allowed to say, you know what, maybe you shouldn't be doing that shit in front of kids. And I don't remember. I've never been to a pride parade, so I have no idea what happens. I don't know if I always thought they basically blocked off the area and they had their parades, on a street or whatnot. And it was typically adults that were there, right? And this, like, I remember stuff going on back in like the the early aughts, the late aughts, 2015s, right around there. No, it's too late. It was early aughts or mid aughts. And one of the things that our DCO techs would do is that they would Photoshop each other onto stuff, and they'd find pictures of like pride, and then like a pride parade, and Photoshop somebody's head on them. It was funny shit, by the way. But during that time period, I don't remember there ever being kids at those things, right? It was always just like an adult event. It's like Mardi Gras, right? It's you have people flashing their tits in the middle of the street in Mardi Gras, but you don't have kids around, right? It's an adult activity. Now we're seeing things. We have articles coming out saying, I want to introduce my child to kink. And you have videos of a little girl petting a dog dude, like one of those dudes wearing a dog BDSM mask. And it's like, what the fuck?
Well, and if you saw some of those other images or video from the most recent parades, I mean, you literally butt sex is on display for kids to watch. That's some messed up stuff.
Yeah, and I remember a lot of that stuff being kind of over top, the way they dressed, and I was like, if you want people to take you seriously, you shouldn't do this in public. But that was like my only criticism. Now we're actually seeing sodomy in public. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, two straight people going at it isn't okay either. I mean,
and want their movement to be
why is that acceptable? Why is that acceptable? But
well, they don't care about the double standard. It's their movement is exempt from criticism because they feel, well, we've had all this stigma and my reparations that
don't fucking care.
Just do anything. I know, right? I don't either. They just wanted to be that we can say and do everything because we have the control and influence everywhere you turn. And that's what they're trying to do. That's why they're trying to take over every single facet of your life and be like, hey, you can run, but you can't hide. That's what they want you to feel like, that they make you feel cornered. And that's what a lot of people
And
do.
I'm not some moral Puritan either, right? I typically,
oh
live
no,
and
you're
live,
a sick
don't fucking care.
bastard.
I
can definitely vote for that. He is a sick bastard.
I am a sick bastard.
Hey, here's two's in the
don't
chat. Two's in the chat. If you don't want to see Culture Casino having sex, all right, two's in the chat for that.
Why would you?
Ew, no.
Really?
No.
Well, you don't want to see people, going at it and all that stuff. I mean, there's some. Look at it. Zalashi did a 1. Zalashi wants to see it. So did Lisa. So did Vistra. Oh man, Heretic did too.
Heretic.
We might have to have a poll.
No.
Comics live sex stream. Yeah.
No. That would.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. To borrow Culture's term, Nike tomorrow.
Tina Bonjen wants to see it.
One Kid Fit clothing line for kids to show them how great it is to switch genders.
Brian McMahon put in a 3.
Did you hear about how up in Canada they're wanting to now say all children are non-binary?
Yes.
And start using they them pronouns from them.
Look, Canada's lost. It's a socialist entropic enterprise at this point in time. This is what happens to post-colonial morons. And I'm not saying everybody in Canada is a moron. Please don't misunderstand. I love my Canadian pals, but it's the country itself is ruled over by Castro's offspring spawned from hell, and espouses socialism at every turn. I'm not a fan.
In case you didn't get the message, Talks.
I will do that.
What
do you think they're trying to do this?
There's some 3s in the chat. There's a 2s, 1s. Apparently,
we're getting some 199s too.
Yeah, we're getting some 199.
199.
That is so funny. But apparently, there's some people that want to see this.
Oh my God, the cock.
Nobody wants to see that. By the way, I should have got this earlier, Eric. Sorry about that. For $5, says the Unabomber went to Harvard, where the CIA was doing some MK Ultra. At the same time, people say all of a sudden he changed dramatically. It's interesting. Scott says, "Yep, it's about their sexual fetish and normalization." I don't, like I said, I don't care what you do in your bedroom, but it should not be happening on a fucking public street. That shit's ridiculous.
Well, but did you notice all the companies showing pictures of the kids at these parades this past weekend? And when has all these parades happened in all these cities across the country at the same time? Usually the events are spread out. I mean, I've just never noticed it all occurring on one weekend like it was this past weekend. Or maybe we're more.
Well, I think initially, and I don't know if this is accurate, but this is my understanding how Pride Month came about, is that you had all these different Pride events that were like several, not like a week apart, but it's like LA had 1 week and then Chicago had one, New York had another, and they just decided to make it a month. Is that actually the case?
It's kind of well, they were handing out months like crazy in the 90s.
Well,
all right.
I think, okay, on the local level, right, you can say it's, it's insurance agents appreciation day or whatever it is, right? You give a little payola, they give you a certificate of appreciation or whatever. I kind of feel almost like maybe that this Pride thing and all these months are kind of that phenomenon run amok.
Okay, so apparently,
you're wrong. I don't know.
June 1999 is when all this started. It was under Bill Clinton. Declared the anniversary of the Stonewall riots every June in America as a gay and lesbian Pride Month. In 2011, President Barack Obama expanded the official recognition of Pride Month to include the whole of the LGBT community. Okay.
Well, it's also PTSD and Men's Mental Health Month. So, I mean, they hand that shit out like water. This is what Tom sent. So,
no, this is fucking good.
Excuse me, ma'am. No porn at the bar.
Oh, it's okay. I'm transgender.
Oh, I had no idea. Do whatever you want all the time.
Yup.
Wow. And Seth MacFarlane said he was going to stop making gay jokes too.
That's not a gay joke.
No, I know.
Transgender or not gay.
I know, but he basically said that he's going to stop doing stuff like that.
Page is a lesbian. What? I don't get it. Is this what they were talking about? That new math?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, radioactive for $5. Unabomber died, and the FBI lost their IED designer and experts all in one day. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Steven for $2. Oh my God, the plushie, the plush adding you to my gang. Oh, thanks, man.
I'm sorry, that's adding you to his gag.
No, he said gang. It says right there, gang, not gag.
I thought your plushie came with a gag.
No, it comes with a cigarette. Latino Slam for $1.99. Happy Pride Month to the panel. Get the fuck out of here. I'm kidding.
Dude, are you part of like the Sesame Street Crips or something? Comics?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No. Why? It has a cigarette. What are you talking about? Where'd you get that from? Culture.
He's part of the Hershey Highway.
Somebody was adding you to their gang. I was like,
okay.
a part of the Sesame
I'm guessing his plushie gang.
Oh,
that sounds even worse, actually. Peanut Shades helicopter tours for $5. When I am weaker than you, I ask for freedom, because that is according to your principles. When I am stronger than you, I take away your freedom, because that is according to my principles. Dune. It's fucking accurate, man.
Yep.
Culture.
Dune's a good read.
Or not comics, can I add a point to the school?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The parents, I watched the meeting, and the school board would not let the parents see the curriculum.
Really?
And no, and they were upset because they wanted to know.
Do you have a video link for that? Because I'd like to.
Yeah, I actually do. I'll have to go back and look though on it, but yeah, I'll be happy to look later.
Okay.
But they wanted to know what they're teaching their kids. And we're like, we don't want to prove this. We want to know what's in the curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
And they refused to give it. And I don't remember what they said or the response, but it was just off remark. You don't really need to see the curriculum because we're the experts, basically, is what they were saying.
Shit. So that's parents aren't allowed to know what they're being taught.
Parents don't have the training to teach their kids. That's the new narrative. They don't have the training to know what's best for their children. That's what the new.
Well, that mantra. And the fact that your children don't actually belong to you. They belong to the state. They belong. It takes a village, guys. It takes a village.
Fuck that garbage.
Yeah, seriously.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, to use their own logic on them, and that's basically what these parents did, is use their own logic. Well, if you're not doing anything wrong, what do you have to hide?
Yeah.
And that's the comeback we need to have with that is, okay, if you're not doing anything wrong here, if it's not controversial, it's not a problem, then what do you have to hide?
Well, but that's using their own language, because that's very much a communist anti-privacy take right there.
Yeah. Well, it's from Saul, but the thing is, what Saul Alinsky was talking about, 90% of that is just common sense. It's the 10% that's the communism, that's the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're trying to persuade anybody from one thing, and I'm not trying to persuade people, I'm manipulating those that are dumber than I am.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing, right? And let's face it, there's some pretty smart, these people that are manipulating the American people and people across the world. Klaus Schwab is not an idiot, okay? No. AOC, for as much as we make fun of whatever her is not dumb when it comes to these kind of political things. As a high political
certain things she's dumb in. And
she's dumb as a box of rocks for most everything else.
Yeah, there's certain things she's very smart on.
She knows how to play the game, and she's got how many millions of followers and all these views and stuff. She's very influential.
Because she knows how to gain influence.
Yes, and that's an intelligence of its own.
Yes,
because not everybody can do that.
Yep.
Otherwise, we'd all have.
Polly says comics do better and read my super chat with love. I saw the hate in your super chat, Polly.
That's disappointing.
Love you, dude.
I didn't feel any love in that at all.
So
you know what you needed to do? Here, pull up Polly's his chat again.
I gotta go find it. And start it.
Okay.
You're gonna have to vamp while I go look for this.
It's okay, because I think I know what will get you in the mood to say it with love.
Oh my God, how did you get it back? I deleted the damn thing. I deleted it. What the fuck?
I have downloaded that,
and you re-uploaded
I
it.
anticipated you deleting things.
Okay. Happy Pride Month to the panel.
Thank you very much, Mr. Latino.
And I'm going to fucking delete this thing again.
I said something to him on Tom's birthday stream that caused him to fly me the bird twice.
Fucking great. Brian McCann gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Ryan.
Hey, thanks, Brian.
That's awesome.
If I could hit the right button, he'd applaud it. Hey. And we'll slap him a few times.
But the one thing too I've noticed, and I know we kind of talked about this on Friday Night Tights, is that the number of rainbow logos has greatly diminished this year.
Oh yeah, where's Bud Light and Target right now?
Yeah. Well, not just that. I mean, like I get lots of like LinkedIn notifications, and I'm seeing less and less rainbow logos, and like I see them every year, man, every fucking year.
Oh, by the way, Comics Division, you have done it. You have done it. So there's.
What have I done? Come on, man. What have I done?
You have broken the 1K barrier on Rumble. So there you go. You didn't want much and say, that's all, I don't know, whatever.
It's like we have to do the obligatory.
I just did it all.
Okay.
Oh, but you have to do a stream over there now.
Yeah.
Just like taking a good 5-pound dump.
Indeed.
Crossing the
Magic
1K
Mags
barrier.
for $5. Show your pride, y'all. Let's wave the, oh my God, the cack.
The cack.
Cack.
The cack. Which one? Which one does she want?
Oh, no.
You want this one?
Oh my God, the cock.
Okay. There it is.
There you go. Was there one in particular, Mags, that you were wanting to see?
Oh my God, the cock. Well, it's not Thanksgiving yet. Oh my God, the cock. This is not Thanksgiving.
There's the original. Do you want the original one?
Oh my God, the cock. Look, you can get your very own OMG TC ball cap.
After we order more because they were all bought.
We sold them out.
We ran out of cock.
We did. Which has never happened to me. Never happened to me before.
That's right.
You heard it here first, folks. Culture ran out of cock.
That's right. Which is, it's never never happened to me before. This has never happened. We should have brought the Cialis. There's this one. The extras.
Oh my God, the cock. Oh my God.
That's fucking funny.
This is still my favorite. Fuck you and your retarded taste buds.
Hey, here comes the rooster.
Hayden75 says, remember book banning? Now meaning keeping explicit material away from kids and out of curriculum. Also, the cult that letter starts with LGB can't put the next letter. Says it's controversial to say leave kids alone. I know. What the fuck is up with that? That is a huge
fuck it. Make America controversial again. Also, by the way, when you're playing those extra clips, I was getting my pizza set up here, and I accidentally spat out one of my pepperonis from the clips. That's how funny shit is to me.
Yeah. Oh my God, the cock. Speaking of oh my God, the cock. Hello, Tom. Nobody expects the Connors.
That's right. I'm here to start some shit.
What's up, big fella?
Yeah,
Hashtag homeschooling, not homoschooling. Here we go.
All right.
Indeed.
Did you guys show that video from the kids in class that were bitching about stuff?
Oh,
no. If you got a link, send it to me, dude. We'll play it. iMav for $4.99. By the way, iMav, your keyboard was delivered to Toxic Man Flu, and he is currently using it.
Yes, and watch this. I can mute myself, but you can still tell I'm using the keyboard.
Okay. Oh, there we go. His mouth is moving. It says definitely a lot less pridey stuff on LinkedIn this year. Correct. Comics is correct. Yeah. I thought that was kind of interesting.
I can tell you that there are people. There's a few undercurrent things happening. There's multiple job sites that have really taken off that are just say anti-woke. We're not doing this. There's a lot of I'm not going to even apply for a job.
Well, until we get DEI out of the system, we're all fucked. Like, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with our reports on this, but like, yeah.
I need to get caught up, Tom. But yeah, the DEI stuff is pretty fucking bad. Mags for $5. CC is love. CC is life. CC is, oh my God, the cack.
That he is.
Indeed.
Oh my God, the cock.
I got your the tweet that you sent out. Let me share this. This looks interesting. It looks interesting.
Yeah, it shouldn't get you in any trouble. There's nothing that bad in it.
No, I hope not. We've only been complaining about it, so like I'd say at least the last 15 minutes or so. Here we go. Wow.
Why are you starting with the kids?
Somebody just made a puking sound. That's awesome.
I heard. And did you hear one of the other ones? Pause it a second. Because now back it up a second. Because the one girl said, "Why are you showing this to kids?"
I heard that.
And then listen to what the fucking teacher does.
Okay.
Hey, I'll warn you guys now. If you're going to be inappropriate, I will have supervision down and give all of you a Saturday school for next year. So knock it off. Okay.
Wow.
Good. Have them all drop out. Fuck this school then.
That bitch should get fired.
Have them all drop out. Fuck them. Good. The less kids that go at school, the better. Give them all Saturdays. Give the entire school so they all don't show up.
What I thought was most telling was the pushback from the kids themselves.
Well,
they're
here's
getting
the
tired
thing.
of this shit.
You want to know how you breed intolerance? Forcing shit on people, right? Especially people who didn't give a shit about it before, and now you're trying to force this shit on people, and they're gonna be like, "Fuck you."
110%.
You're legit gonna breed intolerance because, you know.
I told comics I need 3 videos a week. What did he look? He looked me straight in the eye and said, "Fuck you." Nobody tells me what to do. So I'm like, okay, give me 4.
And we've never had 3 videos in a week.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we have.
We've had 3.
Yeah.
When?
Yeah.
The left doesn't want
you'll probably get a few more this week too.
I'm just going to say this. Mrs. Flu got some of the, air freshener spray and sprayed it because she remembered what Culture did last week. That's what she just did.
Hey, I warned everybody.
Yeah, and you know what we're packing next year? A case of Febreze.
And I only did it once.
Bullshit.
Seriously.
My understanding is you did
Liar. It was a few times.
No, I only
had the beer farts.
No, I did not have the beer farts. I only floated one air biscuit.
Oh, yeah. After you had those 12 while we were having the quote unquote business meeting, biscuit, right? You were flying.
You was a Toby Maguire sea biscuit you were laying out.
Whoa. Dude, I only floated one air biscuit in the house. I'm just saying.
Liar.
Okay. Yeah, the other one was in the kitchen. Okay, fine.
I warned you.
Because that totally makes it better.
No, yeah, it doesn't. It really doesn't. You telling people to get the fuck out of the room is probably what makes it better.
You weren't there.
You're right. I wasn't. Thank God.
We would have lost comics.
That was the real made in China thingy.
Yeah, because I mean, when he stands up, he's about at the right level to catch that full in the face.
What?
Fuck you, Culture. Peter Shay's helicopter tours for $2 says Muslims and Christians are banding together against more than pride. The globalists are screwed. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They didn't know what to fucking do when the Muslims started protesting this shit, right? They started calling them white supremacists. That's the funny part. They called a bunch of Muslims white supremacists because they were protesting Pride. Here's the thing, and this was in the thing I covered last night with the whole thing with the Glenn's thing that you know a lot about culture. They were talking about anti-racism stuff with gay students. It's like, what does being gay have to do with fucking racism?
Yeah, all of this stuff is incredibly frustrating. But to me, it's very telling that even at that level of education, that because those are older kids, they're rejecting this stuff wholesale, and that at least is a good sign. Yeah. But
you had teenage boys booing lesbian kissing.
Yeah,
that's how far this has been pushed.
There's like this one thing where there's like this feminist art thing, and you see this like fat, unattractive woman like flashing herself at this teenage boy. And he's just like making this revulsion face. It's pretty fucking funny. This is old, but yeah.
Yeah, shit, I would too.
That's funny that teenage boys are booing lesbians making out. That's fucking funny.
Yes. In just a 40 short years, that has normally turned around.
Seriously, I mean, back in high school, you'd pay to see that shit, right? Now
you pay double for that, Cotton.
Yeah,
that's from the movie Dodgeball, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah,
normally you pay double for that kind of action, Cotton.
Yeah, and here we are.
Oh,
people are fucking done with this. Oh,
some of the memes are pretty damn brutal.
I saw this. Tom, I saw stills taken from it, so this should be interesting.
That's what I was telling you. Is that meme that we were the Legion of Memers were tagging us in? That's what this is about. He went a step further now.
Oh, he did. So beyond what they made fun on FNT, made it worse. Oh shit.
Well, yeah. So now he's trying to justify it with this obviously scripted video that is one of the most convoluted, obfuscating, gaslighting, historically inaccurate and or overlooks a lot of history to try and make his fucking point. And then even when he tries to dodge off other people's arguments that are going to come his way, this is the beauty of the video, because the whole argument is about race swapping in Hollywood. And, a bunch of people, he's like, well, I know a lot of people are going to say, why not make original characters? Well, and here's my reason why. And he goes into the whole thing, and he tries to use Black Panther as an example. It's like, you dumb shit.
You mean
that's an original idea back in the 70s, you idiot. So beyond that, there's all kinds of other shit. It is one of the worst takes I've ever heard from somebody in trying to justify race swapping in my life. This might be something more for Thursday, but yeah, that's what that meme's all about. So people are up to speed now.
I'm gonna have to go watch that. That's hilarious.
But he overlooks, all the blaxploitation films, all the black actors and directors of the 70s.
Fucking Wesley Snipes back in the 90s, dude, had some really popular films.
All that kind of crap. He goes after Perlmutter hard fucking core while overlooking that Perlmutter was also one of the people that produced the Blade movie. Come on.
Blade was a great film. I mean, I know people may say 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
I fucking love
Wesley
Blade
Snipes
movies
at his top.
It's because he said that black figures and girl figures don't sell as many, so that's why he was against Captain Marvel. But he there was a time they were going to make Black Panther with Wesley Snipes, and he was a part of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's right. I mean, you're not going to make a whole lot of money marketing to a group that's less than 0.2% of the population. It's just not going to happen. So you have to make stuff that appeals to normies. I think the Dungeons and Dragons movie overperformed because it appealed more to a larger audience than just Dungeons and Dragons.
The one thing I also noticed in it too that they kind of got right with the whole different ethnicities thing is the fact that you had the main character's wife being biracial, and then their child being like Garrett, a quarter black, and it's like that's how that would work, right? You wouldn't just have like random, because that is going to dilute, right? That's right. The reality, and that's the thing that they actually got right in that. You wouldn't just have like random black and Asian people within a group with no other black and Asians. Yeah, it's like that shit would be bred out at some point. Because if you don't get that influx of genes, it's going to get diluted.
Right. Well, that's why the American Indian tribes, they intermarried all the time.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and I don't know how well D&D did in the theaters, but I know it's kind of picked up a bit of a cult audience now that's on video and on demand and stuff.
I saw it on demand with the wife, and I enjoyed it.
I saw it, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, considering.
So
I agree.
when the big fat dragon
that was the best.
Spoilers. I have a cat that is just like that dragon. My wife and I were in theaters.
I saw that.
It's Collie.
I was laughing. I was fucking laughing because that was so fucking.
My mother every year gets me Hallmark ornaments. So
Culture hated it.
I have the first Star Trek Hallmark ornament, and one of the Hallmark ornaments is that dragon.
I didn't hate it. It just wasn't a great film. It was intersectional all over the place, and it sped it out at you entirely. And it only made like $150 in the theaters. And when I say $150, I mean it made like $207 million total globally, and lost a bunch of fucking money. And that's not what E1 Entertainment needed at that moment, because they're trying to be sold for the last 2 years. So yeah, Hasbro super sucks. I'm just saying.
Since Culture's talking right now, Tiki of Doom says fart supremacist. That's what Culture is, a fart supremacist. Darby Murray for $5 because I have to work night shifts for the next 2 months. My views on Culture have drastically changed. I respect him even more now. Well, that's good. Somebody's got to respect him.
Wait, I'm supposed to be hanging out with you soon.
Darby, are you okay? Are you working in a mental institution? Or are you checked into a mental institution?
Yeah. By the way,
Grumpy Old Ninja has been a member for 5 months at the I'll buy that for $1 level.
Grumpy Old Ninja Quintaro 08.
Also, Jeremy Wormy has been a member for a month at the Take My Money Damn level. Says, I have said it once and I'll say it 1,000 times. I don't need effing month to tell people I care about that I care about them. Yeah. Fair enough, man.
Yep. So, true story. One of the guys that I work with, really like him, based as heck, big Trump supporter. He comes and we're talking about something, whatever, and he was talking to somebody else, and come to find out he's gay. He's like, "Did you know that I was gay?" I was like, "Does it matter?" I said, "I don't need to know any of that kind of stuff." And he's like, "Oh, that's the thing that." They wanted it to be something I didn't care about. I'm a civil libertarian. I didn't care about it anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
That's kind of how I am too. I had a coworker, and we were why he brought it up, but we were working pretty closely together, and he's like, just want to let you know I'm gay. I'm like, okay. He's like, you don't have a problem with that, do you? It's like, no, I quite frankly don't give a shit. And after that, it was like, okay, whatever. And he would send me gay shit all the time. It was pretty fucking funny.
I mean, it's a term of endearment. I tell comics he's gay all the time.
And I call toxic man flu I can't say that word. No,
you can't say that gamer word. But I went to Buc-ee's.
You can say
we're in Dallas. I went to Buc-ee's. What did I take a picture of?
I can say fuckhead. Yeah.
Yeah. What did I take a picture of and send to you?
A bunch of dicks.
Yeah.
Yes,
well, no, actually, technically they were rods.
Dicks everywhere.
Yeah. I also sent you a super big iced honey bun photo too.
Yeah, he did that too. Because toxic man flu is weird.
No, that's your pet name that's his pet naming for you, comics. It's honey bun.
But I go to pick him up at the F&T Content House. So I go to pick him up, and he said, come on in. And I'm like, you just fucked up. Must be drunk like when you hired me. So I go inside, and I got to talk to Kara and see Lady Grave Master and X-Ray Girl, everybody, and Gary and everybody there. And X-Ray Girl's talking to me, and you mentioned something about the text that I sent you or whatever. So, oh, yeah, look what I texted him in the middle of the show. And it says, hey, sugar anus, you look real good in that chair. And then what else do you text him? So they started going through all this stuff.
Say too, man. Sugar
anus. Call them sugar tits. Look at this.
I wish I was there for that.
Good morning, sugar tits. How you doing? I was like, yep. You really do this.
You guys have a weird relationship.
No, he
has
a weird
that.
I've got the problem. It's not common.
Hey, Tox.
Yes.
That's debatable.
Yingling.
Hey, guess what?
Are they getting magically passed to you? All right, Pinochet's helicopter tours for $2 over on the Rumble side. He says, "Did you see the Pride celebration where trans people were topless on White House front lawn?" No, I didn't.
Oh, yes, I did. We have a memery. There's a memery that has it.
Okay.
Tox.
What did I do?
No, there's a memery that shows the topless White House people.
Oh, really? Okay, I gotta go.
God, I'm afraid.
Are they she/he's or he/she's?
I don't know, but it's at least they're not blue people, floppy titties.
Stop that shit. All right, yeah, I got it.
While you're looking for that, WG for $20. Comics and Talks trading gay friend stories. Connect the dots, people. WG also just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, WG.
Thank you, WG.
It's fucking funny.
Dude, I am looking for. Are you gonna be? I hope you're in Orlando, bro.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I thought we showed that one earlier.
Yeah. What do you mean? Oh, that one. Yeah,
that
you
one.
did. No, I think we watched it behind the scenes. But yes, what I appreciate is Sniffy is there helping out.
Yes.
Uncle Bad Touch can be anywhere he wants to be.
Is he sniffing the right one?
I don't know. I think he's sniffing the other one, but you can't see where he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Indeed.
There's some brown air and back.
I'm so confused.
He's down here.
Well, he's also not only is he sniffing, he's probably copping a feel we just can't see.
Okay, then.
Those weren't his hands. They were so dainty and ladylike.
Here's the joke. Was that his daughter?
Whoa!
There you go.
Oh, I realized I was actually Biden.
It was in her diary, right? Is that why they went after James O'Keefe?
Was it really his diary? They didn't.
No,
it wasn't validated by them going after him.
Yeah, it was actually.
It wasn't validated at all.
Biden. Yeah, it wasn't validated at all. She totally said that it was her diary, by the way.
Oh, yeah. You know what? If you got a story and you send it to them, they'll send you like a $200 or $300 camera to record it.
Yep.
And
yeah,
that whole crowdfunding the news thing,
it works.
Video of the kids taking that video and sending it out, showing that teacher and all that stuff. Yeah, that stuff gets out. That's why they don't want to show the parents.
Yep.
Because as soon as that stuff gets out, they don't have a leg to stand on. None of this is legal.
Well, they're going to get their leg kicked out from underneath them. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, none of it's legal. You get a parent advocate after them, and they're screwed. You never sue a teacher or a school board. All right, they have lawyers that will keep you in forever. You find yourself a parent advocate, and they know how to game the system to really mess them up from there. So that's Toxic Man Flu's advice on how to fight the school board and the school system.
Power.
Well, not only that is that if you really, and honestly, this is what everybody should do, not just people with kids. All of us should be going to school board meetings and seeing what the fuck is going on there.
Yep.
All of us.
Hey, I'm down.
Yeah, I do that. We know people on school board now. So I did not win, but somebody that we know did.
Glad you actually ran, man. Good for you.
Well, they had 4 people that were running. 3 of them made it. Because you have to get a certain number of signatures and all that kind of stuff and things that run out. I mean, that's how Barack Obama won. He invalidated all his opponent's signatures. Funny, he used election signature verification to get elected. Yeah. Anyway, that's not. Yeah. Anyway, one of them said he was open that the whole affirming children's genders and all that stuff ran on that. Didn't even come close. It was a full rejection. It was the only one that was saying that. Everybody else was saying we need to get this stuff out of schools. And this person didn't even come close. I don't even think they broke 100 votes.
But the question is, was he even breathing hard at that point?
Yeah, it just at this point it just screams, okay, now we know who you are.
There's another thing too. I don't know if you guys saw this. So did you hear about how they're trying to pass a law in California that if parents don't affirm a child's gender, that it's basically child abuse?
Yep.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of California.
Yeah, California is a third world country.
We're gonna have to invade them soon.
Yeah. I want to get Mag's comment because I fucking hate
Mags,
this.
why aren't you on the show?
Well, we got to start doing what they do, and that is spread everywhere.
Yeah. Max for $5 says, I don't have kids, and I'm constantly told that because I don't have kids,
Wrong.
I don't have a say. I think it's bullshit.
Fuck
Fuck that.
shit.
You pay
I have
property
every
taxes?
a very young nephew and cousins. It's the same thing on abortion, right? If you're a man, constantly being told that I'm not allowed to have an opinion on abortion, I said bull fucking shit. That's my response.
Well,
that's my
if
issue
that's
with
the
it
case,
too as a dad.
If that's the case, then you're not allowed to have an opinion on men's issues.
Right.
They don't. That once again, they only like their logic when it works in their favor. Because what's going to happen when you're straight edge? Oh well, you don't drink alcohol, so you don't have an opinion. That's they are.
It's when you're a drunk driver. You're not allowed to have an opinion on drunk driving. That's fucking stupid. It's a
personal responsibility
don't
thing.
Listen to them. Don't listen.
It's a personal responsibility.
That. Don't listen to people like that.
If
fuck that
Mags,
shit. I have kids.
You pay property
taxes.
taxes. You pay property taxes. They send you that, and every 6 months, maybe every quarter, depending on where you are, and it tells you what the breakdown is on where those taxes go, and it goes to the school board. You are a taxpayer. You have a right to go to the school board, and you have a right to talk about what they are seeing, and you have a right to demand them to show you what the curriculum is. They have no right to keep that away from you. Because if they do, that is taxation without representation, which is against the base of the Constitution. And when they do that, you go all the way up. And right now we have a Supreme Court that's able to smash that stuff down. It's just very expensive to get up there. But you do have a right to be there. And people say, oh, you don't have any kids. You just tell them, I'm paying my money to educate your kids.
Yep.
If you don't like the fact that my money and my opinion are going to be part of that, stop taking my money.
Yeah.
And it's same thing with the abortion issue. I have my opinion. You are definitely allowed to yours. I do not. I am a civil libertarian. I do not believe that I should be telling somebody else what to do with their body until they ask me to pay for it. Now we're going to have a debate.
Mm-hmm.
And you put yourself in that situation to have that debate. I didn't. Right? You did. Because you're asking somebody else to pay for this. And it's just the same thing with my kids. You put yourself in this situation. Now I got to pay to get you out of it. You're going to sit there and listen to me give you shit about it for a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes. And the reason that you do that as a parent is to teach your kids there are consequences to this stuff. They're not always you're going to get a spanking or you're going to get grounded. It's going to be you're going to have to listen to dad bitch about it forever. I went to see my parents this past weekend. When I first took a car out to drive, my dad said, you're going to hit the fence when I was turning into the driveway. I told him, no, I'm not. He goes, yes, you are. I hit the fence. He hasn't. All right. He hasn't fixed it. It's been 40 years. He hasn't fixed it. And I went to the house. I backed it up. First thing he says, thank God you didn't hit the fence again. He's been pulling that one on me for 40 years. Tells everybody, hey, look, come over here. That's where my son said he wasn't going to hit the fence, and he did because he didn't listen to his old man. So that's that's the whole point of being a parent. I'm not to be their friend. I'm to be a parent.
Yep.
And don't let anybody tell you when you're spending your money on their kids, you don't have a say. Say, F you, pay for your own kids' education. Mm-hmm. Throw it right back in their face.
Here's an interesting thing, the Supreme Court decision, and this was covered in Red State. I don't know if we're going to cover this tonight, but they're going to stop people from having their home equity stolen from them.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that was actually on the list, but nobody voted for it.
It's a great article. There was, the Supreme Court has said that the government just can't come and take your property anymore.
Good. Yeah.
And there was an EPA decision that goes along with that, too, that the EPA thought that they can, because something 100 miles away was affecting the water table, you couldn't build on your land. And that's why a lot of these cases, some of us are spending a lot of money to make sure that these 2A cases and other things that we have get up to the Supreme Court so we can get these decisions. And then what I'm seeing is the lower courts in states like the one that I live in are being petulant children. And, oh, well, you didn't put an S at the end of this, so it doesn't mean this way. And they're getting to the point that they all need to be put in the corner and put in timeout.
I agree. Joe's Atmosphere for $4.99 had a ball Thursday. Great to meet you, Tox, Nick. The rest of y'all still need a.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
Still need a shower. Shout out to Manowar 665 and Horny Alf, Hail Dix Division. Dude, it was good seeing you, man. I wish you had the opportunity to stay longer.
Yeah, me too.
It sucks you had to leave so early, but hey, I get it, man.
He's tall.
Long drive.
Yeah, it was
glad he came.
It was great meeting his boss because that was
it was also good to meet Raf too.
He handed out beads.
Yes.
What kind of beads?
Mardi Gras beads. Yeah, that's what we'll say.
I'm sure Culture was fishing for anal beads, but whatever. Render Orser, who has been a member for 5 months. Great. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. At the Take My Money Damn It level says Treat Williams had died in a car accident. Yeah, we were we were kind of talking about that.
It's sad, yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, man. Very unfortunate. Let's see. Well, we are 2 hours in. I think it's time to switch over to Rumble. So let's hit those memes, man. And let's hit them hard.
Oh, geez, thanks for the cue.
I just cued you.
Yeah, thanks for the warning of the cue.
I just warned you and cued you.
Yeah, thanks.
Penis. Gagging you with entertainment.
Cocks! Oh my god, the cock on your head. Oh my god, mushroom stand up all day. Oh my god, it's gay. Oh my god, the cock.
Oh my god, the cock.
That is so much better when you're here, Tom.
I have to try and get ahead of it though, because I don't know the timing because there's a delay. So you need to send me that, and then I need to just do it, and then I can send you the audio, and you can mix it. And, I just need the music. Yeah, just send me the music, and then I'll just send you the raw track of me singing.
I got a couple of things I got to pull out of culture. So who was asking? Nope. Oh, look, there's Carrie Smith with Mrs. Flu.
Oh,
Carrie,
awesome.
Carrie is phenomenal.
Oh,
by the way,
so
your
great.
messages are open.
Carrie's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah,
sorry.
you're showing everybody your massages.
That's all right. I don't say anything that I don't really.
Yes, I will meet you outside of the school at 12.
I love this. Is so fucking accurate.
Yeah. So here's Release McCracken. Leave the kids alone. Leave the aliens alone.
The illegal aliens.
Aliens, the illegal ones.
What's happening now?
The illegal aliens. Leave the illegal alien zone.
Yep.
This is Monkey Jeebus, and
That's disturbing.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
If Darth Vader were a dog playing,
is that supposed to be culture?
I think it's supposed to be culture.
He's at a crafts table. That is culture.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mostly.
I can't look away. It's like a bad accident. So apparently there's a lot of culture dancing stuff.
Yes. Blame WDW Pro.
This goes on for a minute.
I'm sorry.
There's a light.
There's more of them.
Over at the Frankenstein place. He's a fire starter. 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 This is the best one yet.
Culture of Burning Man. Yeah, culture of Coachella. Yeah, that's awesome.
Man.
Gumby's fun. He messaged me. He's like, "Do we have any other videos of culture dancing or doing anything weird?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, we do."
Oh no!
Yeah, we do. So we saw that one.
Oh my god, the croc.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Indeed.
And then here's the Campia one.
Oh, that's the best
Okay,
one ever.
yeah, I saw this one. Yeah, Hollywood. John Campia
For a modern
audience.
Yeah, for the context, that's the new one. Yeah.
Yep.
I loved that. That's
did you
amazing.
see this in the back? So here's Superman.
Yeah.
That's
and then
fucking
here's
fun.
Campy in the white, and then
I know, it was brilliant.
Yeah, that was
Brilliant.
well done, core member.
Brilliant core member.
That was well done.
I had to retweet that one. This is my second favorite one here.
This one is quite phenomenal.
Tell me, Ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the house
Multiple
alone.
cultures.
Yes,
I
I'm
love
turning
it.
the music off because it's 30 seconds worth.
Oh my god.
That's
The chimpanzees doing the river dance thing is great.
It's all works together so well.
Yeah.
This is just hilarious.
They went nuts with these. I was like, oh shoot.
When did you do this, Coulter?
I was doing okay. So Pro wanted to do this dance party thing for his 20K celebration, right? And so he's like, send me.
We should have known better. He was going to fuck us all over.
And you believed him.
Yeah, it's like, and you fell for it.
Hey, he did use it for the video for the dance party. I did not know it was going to be the world's biggest meme. It was fun.
Yeah, I gave the award of the day to core member.
Yeah,
for the John Campia meme.
To the John Campia, that was great.
Dude,
I wanted to
core
recognize
member
that.
Clearly-
has been on the grind today.
Yeah.
Wow.
So true. So true.
Hey,
So
I love how they
Culture's Harrier.
put Culture's head on my body.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, that's woo. That's hot.
So that's
Not a good way.
So California State Senator Scott Wiener warns of new internet perversions.
This is really, really bad. I'm rethinking my life right now.
Well, I'm sending a message to WDW Pro
Because you want that video.
I need the images off of this video.
You just want the video.
hang on,
That's all
scroll.
you need.
What's the indict Trump thing? That looks funny.
Oh yeah, they know about the Biden bribes.
They know
Indict
about the
Trump.
Biden bribes.
That is funny.
Indict the Trump. That's a
What do we do?
indict Trump.
We need to distract the people.
Has anyone done culture dancing to this too? Do you really want to hurt me by culture?
Do
Club?
you really want to hurt me?
Because that's what needs to
Do you
happen.
want to see me cry?
Oh
We can
my
do that
God.
over on Rumble.
Oh, we
Yeah.
could.
All right, well, let's
Oh,
go.
yes.
Oh, shoot. All right. Comics, we'll just
Wow.
move right along like it's your show.
Oh my God, this is great.
Well, it
for
is kind
earlier.
of the show. Yeah, yeah.
The
Master
Yingling.
Casino, what are we going to do?
We're going to kill some Yinglings.
We're going to kill the Yinglings.
We did. I crushed the Yinglings that night.
That's like a
12.
dad joke. That's hilarious.
I had 12
Yes,
of those.
well, I
them
can't
out of
pronounce
your asshole.
Yingling, apparently.
Yeah, it was. There was a joke from earlier we missed. It's
Well,
fucking funny.
I caught part of it.
Okay, you did. All right,
Oh,
good,
man.
good deal.
There's
That's
some
right. Only culture deals in absolute. Whoa.
Alpha Wanda forever.
Wow.
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 Vote for Pedro.
Vote for
Yeah. Wow, indeed.
Marvel Studios, yes and no's. Lawful
I've been
forever.
on my computer talking to hot chicks all day.
Is that Napoleon Dynamite in the back?
Yes.
Yes.
That's his brother. And
Yeah,
that's his
it's-
wife.
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Those are all characters from Napoleon Dynamite.
Dynamite. Yeah. This is my favorite.
Oh, my.
Vote Nick Weiser Gorlock 2024. A chicken in every car pot in every garage.
Wait, Gorlock is that chick's name?
No, that's what
no.
she's called.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we don't know
I was
if
gonna
it's a
say
chick.
that's fitting.
Yes, that is
It
Gorlock.
looks like
the
a
Destroyer.
Gorlock. I will destroy. Wait, hang on. I got a better voice for that.
She might be a good Star Trek Discovery villain.
That is true.
Indeed. Sorry, Wes. What were you trying to say?
I was saying she would be a good Star Trek Discovery villain if they could write that.
Well, she'd be the star of the show, dude.
Yeah, are you kidding?
Oh,
Gorlock wins.
She's brave and stunning enough to replace
This
Michael
dumbass
Brennan.
decided to watch all of Brave New World. Oh man.
How
Brave
bad was the
New
show?
World.
They could actually recast her as Michael Brennan.
Let's see. Well, since the original canon was that they didn't do any 5-year, that the Enterprise was actually going out on the first 5-year mission with all of those. They apparently just retrofitted that, retconned, whatever, that entire thing.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Brave New World, the actual.
Oh no, sorry, was
adaptation of the book?
No. The Star Trek series.
Oh, by the way, did you know that they changed Captain America, New World Order to Captain America, Brave New World?
Yeah.
It
took them a while to figure that out.
God.
It should have been called Captain America Great Reset.
The Great Reset.
Straight up.
Mattel to launch new product line at HorrorCon following sudden explosion of plushie market.
I have to admit that does look kind of creepy.
You could say I saw this coming once the comics plush was launched. Mm-hmm. That's you could be Pee Wee Herman. And of course, this.
No, that's not Pee Wee Herman, is it? No, I thought it was Puppet Master or one of the.
Oh, that's right. It is Puppet Master.
It's Jigsaw.
It's the Saw.
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw.
It's a Saw thing. Okay, all right.
But I don't know who the fucking head is on it. But yeah,
that's my plushie.
That's his plushie.
Oh, that's your plushie. You got a plushie and I don't.
I got a plushie.
What the fuck?
I don't know, Tom. There's something very wrong here.
I think
I'm even cuddlier than you are.
I don't know about that. There was a lot of spooning going on in some of those rooms.
Very
the gloves
fluffy.
are weird. White gloves.
That's kind of improper.
But it's after Easter. It's after Easter. It's fine.
They did that to like all of the plushies, I think, at this point. I think Core members done that to all of them.
Never go full Bud Light.
Yep.
You realize that's a trope from
Get gender swapped and you don't get a plushie.
I don't know if I should show that one.
You realize that's
probably not.
You guys realize that's a trope from the original Willy Wonka film. Is all the little Oompa Loompas wear white gloves.
Oh, okay.
I got those.
Oompa.
I think there was one from Gilded, but I used it. That was the Indict Trump.
Yes,
Austin Powers one.
It was great.
I did that, so it was awesome. There you go. So yeah. What next?
Yeah. What next? We had to Rumble next.
Oh, sure, I should do that.
Rumble bigots. Thank
you, everybody. Thank you, everyone who is watching. Thank you for all of you who have donated,
Rumble
either on Rumble or on YouTube. Thank you for the gifted memberships as well. We will see you guys on Rumble next.
Oh shit!
Seriously?
Go Rumble big.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. A huge thanks to all the supporters. Without you, Comics Division would probably be hoeing on a corner somewhere.
I blame Mama Susan.
I blame toxic man flu.
What?
I mean, Papa Susan.
You cued me. All those rumbles.
Mighty Morphin Rumble bigots.
I get to be the white guy. Or actually, in our Rumble Bigot show, they're all white.
So, sorry, Mags, forgot to do this. Mags for $5. Need culture dancing to Rickrolling and call it You've Been Weaving Rolled.
Never gonna weave you up. Okay. Thank you very much. I saw just another red shirt in the chat.
Thank you all for watching. You are amazing.
Yes, thank you to all the mods, all the memers, and to all of you, the people who watched us. Thank you so much. Sayonara, YouTube.